YouTube, Awesome Writer here. Welcome to my review for Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger episode 23. I got the episode numbers wrong last week. I kept thinking it was 25. I think it's because Kamen Rider is on 45, so I just kind of assumed like, oh, it's right there, it's 5, confirmed. But anyway, this was 23, I believe. At least it's less than 25 for sure. That's all I know in life, is that it's less than 25 episodes. Anyway, this was Stacy's next big episode, and it kind of went not too dissimilar from the last time, but it was still a pretty good episode. We pick off from where we were last time, but we don't pick up the fight because Kaito wants to delay it and do like a showdown the next day so we can have some time for some conversations. Because then after that, it's a series of conversation scenes, which was nice. I like that they slowed things down a little bit and gave these moments for some character interactions to sort of reinforce the character aspect of the story. Because you have Kaito talking to basically everyone, primarily Jiren, but everyone, about his mixed feelings on Stacy and how Stacy interacts with the grandmother and like what's up with that. And then he talks to the grandmother a little bit, and she tells him about how he visited as Satoshi, or Ash, and was like, I'm going to become a Pokemon master. And he's like, what's that? I'm like, we don't know. It's been like 45 years. We still don't know. They just kind of have a nice conversation about that. And then Jiren overhears it, so then he goes to talk to Kaito about it, which I thought was a nice moment for Jiren, that he kind of observed that, and he was wanting to help him, and I thought that was, again, just a nice moment. And then we get to the showdown, and they're fighting, and Stacy summons Zenkaiger and O-Ranger from his, faux summoning things like D-End or Bosco. And I can't believe it took me until TwokaiOh showed up to realize that he was summoning the ones that are based off of TwokaiOh's power-up, but that's what he's doing. But the others come and help, and TwokaiOh comes and helps, even though earlier in the episode during the conversation scenes, he was talking to his sister about how he wasn't going to help, but then he showed up anyway. And after everyone shows up and the fight kind of spreads out more, Stacy gets in Battle Caesar 2.0, and then Kaito grows big, and then they use this as the debut for Super Zenkaiser, because then Jiren's like, well, let me help you, and we'll transform like we do with Zenkaiser, but with the two of us. So it was the debut of that, which I thought was a nice moment, because it kind of made sense, because I felt like, him and Jiren had that bonding moment earlier, and it kind of made sense to debut it there. I have some mixed thoughts on something around that, but we'll get to that. They also don't have the suit for that. It's entirely CGI. It just kind of flies around. And while they're doing that on the ground, the others are fighting, and TwokaiOh transforms into his power-up, and the other Rangers use their corresponding gear to do cool O-Ranger and Zenkaiger finishers to finish him. I said finish just a lot there, but it was really cool. I liked that. I liked the corresponding gear use with TwokaiOh's power-up, and the finishers were cool to see, and that was just all really neat. But then they join the fight, and TwokaiOh then debuts Super ZenkaiOh. But here's the thing. I thought this was cool. Like, again, that they had the sort of story beat. I felt that it felt right for Super ZenkaiOh to debut. But the thing about this is both of these debuted, and then they were relatively useless, it felt like. Like, oh, we got these 2 new Mecha modes. Oh, wait, they suck. Let's just go back to the Q-Rex. That's what it felt like. I kind of wish that they had made them seem more useful. Maybe they will be in the future, but that's just the vibe I got from it. And also, again, it doesn't seem like they have the suits. They for sure don't seem to have it for Super ZenkaiOh. Or Super ZenkaiOh, sorry. I keep getting all the names mixed up. Super ZenkaiOh. But for Super TwokaiOh, there was one shot where it kind of looked like they had the suit, but otherwise it didn't look like they had it, and there was like a couple shots with both of them where they like only show like the arm and the leg and it hitting the monster. It's because that's like part of the suit they actually have, and it reminded me of like the MMPR Season 2 footage when they were blending together Dairanger and Ju 2 footage, and that was weird. It's like you can just really feel the budget that they can't make these suits. Maybe they'll make them down the line, but that was a little bit of a disappointment too. But Stacy Dunn loses again, and then Not Navi saves him. He wants the professor to save him, and he's like, okay, I'll save him. Which one do I use? And he pulls out the schematics for Kaito's parents, and he pulls the mom out of like cryostasis. She gets zaned, and I guess he's going to use her to revive him. So that kind of just strongly hints at, I guess, that he was made from them. I'm going to think he was manufactured for a purpose. He's a tulpa. He's going to go back to the Red Room. Twin Peaks reference. So that's what I'm guessing is going to happen. I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to go down, but I'm going to guess that he was kind of manufactured as like a hybrid of Kaito's parents' DNA and like the Kikanoids or the monsters, because the other guy's his dad or something. Something like that. Either that or it's like a red herring and that they just helped create him. Like they're not his parents, like their DNA's not in him. You know what I mean? But they helped create him. But they're definitely involved, and I thought that was one of the strongest parts of the episode. Was sort of that was kind of a big reveal and nice, jumping off point for the next part of the Stacy story. But It was an enjoyable episode. I thought it was a very solid and enjoyable episode. Like I said, I liked the character beats at the beginning. The fight scenes were good with the Shinkenger and O-Ranger stuff. The Mecha stuff had some good stuff, even though I'm a little disappointed by how useless Super ZenkaiOh and TwokaiOh seemed. But I'm just, again, mixed on how they've used Stacy. He was only a threat for literally the first 5 minutes he showed up. And I feel all this would be a little bit more enjoyable if he stayed a villain longer and seemed like more of a threat. Because even though this episode is solid, it felt like a rinse and repeat of the last time he showed up. He showed up on a cliffhanger, like I mentioned last week, and then they bring it up in the next episode, and then they fight and he loses, and then we kind of do a tease for what's next. So it was a little bit repetitive in that sense, but I'm looking forward to finally finding out more concrete answers, hopefully next time, with that little tease at the end. So I would say it's a solid episode. I just have mixed feelings about the repetitive nature of it, and I also have mixed feelings about just how weak Stacy has been as an antagonist. But I'm still going to give it a 4. I almost wanted to give it a 3, but I think just in terms of the episode, it was one of the stronger episodes in terms of it feeling like it had a little bit more content and meat to it, rather than just feeling a little bit empty. But what did you guys think? Would you have rather seen Stacy been more of an antagonist for longer, or like me, maybe have just seen him stay an antagonist? And what are your exact theories on how Stacy was made? Anyways, guys, that's about it for this one. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.